Hello guys, it's Bailey of Rama News again, and today I'll try to explain these verses, 2 Corinthians 12, 6 through 10, one of my favorite verses from Paul. Paul the GOAT, let's be real guys. But before I start, of course give me criticism on how I can improve to make these videos better, and give me ideas of what I could talk about. And one last thing is to tell me about your day as well, if that's what you want. But I would like to hear it, but let's begin. 2 Corinthians 12, 6 through 10. Even if I should choose to boast, I would not be a fool, because I would be speaking the truth. But I refrain, so no one will think more of me than is warranted by what I do or say, or because of these surprisingly great revelations. Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan, to torment me. And 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. For the sake of Christ, then I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And that's the end of the verse right here. Plus, I wanted to add, it's also good to look up the verses as well, either on the Bible or online, if you haven't, because there's a chance people will misread a verse or two and say something entirely something else, because they'll know some people won't bother pulling up the verses because they'll know that you'll trust whoever's reading it, and they'll be like, I don't see the point of him deceiving me, he, she, you know. And of course it could be accidental misinformation, so no one's perfect, you know what I mean, but it's always good to like have the verse up as well. And of course I'm gonna try to explain the verses like independently, and I may get the explanations incorrect, so please try to do your own research and tell me what you think. And yeah, also I forgot what I was gonna say again. And yeah, because I'm gonna dissect these verses one by one, I want to make sure you'll know which verse I'm on. Like, I mean, I will explain which verse I'll be on, but it's just in case, you know. But so begin with verse 6. I think Paul's talking about how he has bragging rights because of how much he does, how much he glorifies God, how much he's willing to go through for God. But you know he shouldn't, because not only he wants to remain humble, but so others won't look at him like he's above all the rest. He wants to just remind them that he's just as flawed as them. Despite how he talks, he wants to let us know that's the Holy Spirit talking. It's not me, myself. It's the Holy Spirit talking for me. Verse 7 explains that to prevent Paul's ego and pride from growing, God allows Satan to add some type of restriction on him so that Paul won't ever think too highly of himself. God used Satan despite Satan not knowing he's ironically helping him and Paul by keeping Paul as holy as possible and also letting God to use his glory onto him with this weakness. Verse 8 explains that Paul asked many times to God to remove the restriction off of him, but what makes this interesting is that the Bible doesn't explain what type of weakness Paul was burdened with. Is someone I know mentioned that it could make it easier to relate to Paul with any of our weaknesses that we have. So we can insert our weaknesses with whoever Paul's talking about. And maybe it's on purpose that Paul wrote it like that, who knows. But verse 9 says that God can use that weakness on Paul and still work through him, and that God's power will work even better with that weakness. Hence why he said, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This satisfied Paul hearing this, and now he openly accepts this resolution, because Christ's power will ultimately be its most useful for him and others. And finally, verse 10 says that Paul's fine with the variety of challenges that he'll run into while he's spreading the gospel to other people, because God's strength will continue to move him despite feeling weakened physically, mentally, or emotionally. But his spirit will always burn bright. No matter what happens, his heart for God will always keep going. And that's why I love Paul. Brother is truly a good example on how to use God's gift, and we need to be more like him. We truly do. But that is all for this video, guys. Please tell me if I'm incorrect in any of these, and again, please give me constructive criticism to improve these videos, like if I should play some quiet background music, talk louder, talk quieter, slow down my talking, right on the screen with text, like the verses on the screen and stuff, like how some people do, etc. Please let me know. Like and subscribe if you want. Please have a good day or a good night, beautiful people. God bless.